quiet me.
Oh, fuck!
Fuck's sake, Ian. You're in the wrong spot. Come on, there you go.
Professionalism at work.
Oh, come on. Move Peter down. There you go.
Forged in the lockdown. Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the Unfathomable quiz. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find. And with any luck, my guests will be able to answer all of them.
And you.
Not a chance. Tonight we've got with us the Dave Apocalypse. MathPig doesn't have my beau.
Yeah, hold on. I know I just noticed that, so try it now. How's that
MathPig
work?
don't hate my face. What's wrong with your face? Should we hate it? Tell us why we should hate it.
You shouldn't. Don't hate it. It's beautiful.
You have much more face than the rest of us.
Fair enough. We have got the Raging Atheist.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
We have got John Peterson, who is the amateur... Oh, I should have said this out loud first.
Yeah,
Never said it out loud.
Just leave, Dave. Just leave.
I'm gonna go. The Amateur Conversationalist.
Call me the dunce.
Dave doesn't do well with more than one name. It fucks him up.
And we have got the lovely Mr. BrainBug himself.
Just one name. Yeah.
Just one name.
No, technically,
You want both?
You literally have two names under your name.
I know.
Yeah, I say that right now while I have both my names out. Call me Brian. That's all right.
Yeah.
How are you all doing?
I'm not getting to see my daughter this weekend because she possibly could have COVID. So, that's
I
not great.
raise you that,
Yeah, that sucks.
and say I think one of us has got COVID already.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting better, but yeah, that sucks. It's my biggest fear that my daughter gets it. So, yeah, that really sucks.
But at least she should bounce through it. I mean, my niece had it, and she 5 or 6 days, less than a cough.
Yeah,
that was it. It was nothing. Whereas her mother had it, and she was out of it. She was fucking knocked completely out of it.
I already had my COVID, and I slept through it.
You slept through it.
I seriously was sleeping like 15, 16 hours a day.
Makes sense.
That's the best way to get through it, if you can. So you definitely recovered, and you're going to be fine now. So we can stop worrying about you.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm on all the medication now, so yeah, I'm getting better. I'm a lot better today than I was yesterday.
Did you get everything Trump had?
No, the Regeneron is only for rich people. So
yeah, he claims he's just going to blanket the country with it.
I was going to say, he promised everyone would get it for free. I thought.
No, I didn't get that, but it's the antibiotic that works better anyway. So that's what.
I don't understand why you didn't take chloroquine, and why didn't he shoot bleach into his veins?
I tried the whole flashlight thing. Didn't work. It didn't work.
You were going to do that anyway, though.
I just thought it was funny. It was last night, I think, in the debate. You know, the general reinfection is 3 months, but he has been cleared for 4. You know, he's better than everybody else. Like,
I want it to come out. I want to know when he got it.
Oh, he absolutely got it before the debate. That's for sure. That's why they won't, say when his.
He can't have recovered when he did. His recovery is wrong.
Well, he was up there talking about a vaccine before the end of the year. Did you hear? I mean,
he's trying to push. We'll get a vaccine by fucking election at one point.
He goes. So will you have an election? Will you have the vaccine by the end? Will you have the vaccine by in 6 weeks or whatever? He said. And he said, "No, I can't guarantee that, but we'll have it."
Yeah,
he did. Dr. Fauci laughed about it. He's like, "No, dude, that's just no."
Did you hear his response to one reporter when she was asking about the COVID and whether he was clear? He said, "Well, yeah, I'm positive." Like, he doesn't know the difference between positive and negative.
He's so he's just.
I was gonna say, like, if you want to know when he got it, you need to start checking all the cameras of all the hotels in DC and just look for Trump and Hope Hicks going to a room together. I think we'll get a good idea.
No, I think he got it at the super spreader.
Yeah, that's
You don't think
probably
he
what-
already had it
I
there?
don't
You think
know
he
about
was the
that.
super
GOP,
spreader?
no, I don't think he got it there, but it was. I like describing it as the GOP red wedding. So.
I find what's most interesting is that I don't think they knew he had it. I don't think he was
I
being
think
tested.
he knew.
I don't think he knew. I don't think he was being
He
tested
was
at all.
refusing to get tested.
Yeah. No, but I think,
Yeah, well-
I think he's always been refusing.
Testing
Yeah, I
increases
think-
the numbers.
I do think that they've been.
Yeah, right.
I think it definitely proves that they weren't testing as much as they said they were.
No, I think he was relying on them testing other people.
Yeah,
I think he thought he
you know,
didn't need it. What's the point? I just think he didn't want it, so he didn't get it. Because he's a
He was
fucking
in-
crybaby.
He was in the
Because
worst
nothing bad
demographic.
can ever happen to him.
I mean, and it's uncomfortable, but it's not like terrible. I mean, it's brief. It's like 2 seconds.
Yeah, but you're not in your 70s either. I mean,
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, did you
I'm just
guys-
just the test. I mean, COVID itself
Well,
sucks. I mean, it sucks.
Well, I got tested the first time when they put me in the hospital. And then the second time I was in the hospital, they told me I probably have it, which I didn't end up having it. I was lucky. I probably have it. They probably gave it to me while I was at the hospital, but my fever wasn't high enough to test, so fuck off. So that was awesome.
So did you guys see the picture from last night's debate where they showed Trump from the side and he was propping himself up with
Yeah.
his belly against the podium?
That was gross.
Yeah, he reminds me of those aliens from that old Charlie Sheen movie. I can't remember the name of it, but if you've seen it,
With the
No.
next door neighbor had the satellite in the
yeah. I can never remember the name of it.
walkers, runners, or something like that.
No. It was,
What, Brian?
their knees turned backwards. I know the movie you're talking
Yes,
about.
yes,
Yeah.
It's that little boy that was with him the whole time, but turned out to be one.
Yeah.
I just
Yes.
give a spoiler to the ending, so hope nobody hasn't seen that before.
Seen that movie
Yeah.
that was out 20 years
Yeah,
ago?
20
We don't know
20
the
years
name of it.
later, spoilers are allowed.
Yeah. We don't even know the name of the movie, so we
I
don't
know. I can't. I mean, it was a crappy movie. It wasn't all
Speaking
that
of
great.
spoilers, do you know what I did today? I spent time with Badger while he watched one of the last episodes of Game of Thrones. That was fun. So he says he sends his love.
You spent time with him?
I was texting him while he was watching it. We
Ah,
were
fair
watching
enough.
it together in that way.
She was
People
very
don't spend
entitled.
time with Badger.
I don't want to be a spoiler, but just so you know, Rick lets Elsa get on the plane and fly away at the end of the movie. So
The only film
All
I
right,
know with
first
Elsa
question,
in it
Dave.
is Frozen.
Dave.
What?
Dave.
Oh shit, we're doing questions.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Right, first question. Question 1196. What is the worst thing you've ever walked into, and did you apologise?
Walked into, like walked in on.
No, into. Like, splat.
You walk into a door and apologize to the door?
I've never walked into a. I've never apologised
Have
to
you
a
walked
door.
out in the middle of the night, Dave, and walked through a spider web and had a heart attack?
Yeah. Oh my God, there's 1,000 baby spiders in here.
Oh,
you ever walked into?
I walked into my grandmother changing her shirt and changing her bra. So at the worst time possible. It's never left me. I'm thinking of it now, unfortunately.
yeah, thanks for that. Because now I'm thinking of something, Dave. Yeah,
I too had a similar
Actually,
experience
that's
I'd
odd.
forgotten. Thank you for bringing it back to the front.
yeah.
Okay,
We-
I
we
need
burned
to
it all the way
clarify,
back
given
there.
that the chat is as right, because apparently you don't have the terminology I have. They're saying, do you mean bumped into or entered? I mean bumped into.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
so I'll give my answer then.
Go
Like I
on.
Still
said,
doesn't matter. I'm thinking of that
But
evil thing.
it was the you know how the door is open, so you've got the tiny little slat, of the open door. That fucking hurts to walk into. No, I didn't apologize, but it was fucking painful. So there you go.
I've walked splat bang straight into a lamppost and apologised. Really cracked my head.
I've already given like my most embarrassing story ever away. So, but like no, at my job, I'm 6'5", and we have this little wall that's 6 feet and it's concrete. And if I don't duck, then I knock myself out, and I've done that several times. So
I was watching. Oddly enough, I was watching. Who's the YouTube channel that's it's like Smarter Every Day or something like that, and he's currently on a nuclear sub, or his videos are all about him being on a nuclear sub, and he's talking to the mariners, and there's 2 mariners on board this submarine at the moment that are 6'5" and 6'7", and he's like, "How do you survive here? Everything
that
is
doesn't
lower."
sound fun. I'd get so claustrophobic.
I have been underneath the car with a low-hanging exhaust and the car running, and I've been working at it like this and turned around and walked forward, and I have burnt the whole top of my fucking forehead there about that size of a scab, like a burn mark walking into the fucking exhaust. Like, I didn't apologize to the exhaust, took a bar to the ramp.
Yeah.
You murdered it.
I don't apologize. I curse and scream.
Well, I apologize. I do. I just didn't
It's
to the door.
instinct.
But
Sam says, "I apologise. Apologising to lampposts is normal." Lone Wanderer says, "I knocked my head on a housekeeping cart and apologised to the manager who called me a stupid, useless bitch. Why didn't you punch him?"
Holy shit.
Harmonica Man says, "I walked into a wall once, apologising. Then again, which one of us was plastered? That's terrible."
First thing,
technically, I guess.
That part of the door with the door open, and I've turned around and just walked and just went straight into that part of the fucking door. Like,
Yeah, that's the part that
the
I
worst
ran
thing,
into.
the worst thing I ever walked into didn't entail an apology because it wasn't a thing you would apologize to. I used to deliver papers in the little town I grew up in, and in the wintertime, I would take a shortcut across the creek when it was frozen over and go to my grandfather's house, who was my last delivery every day, and then hang out with him for a while. And one day I stepped off onto the ice and it broke right through, and I got down in the water like up to my waist, and I got out and I walked the rest of the way. I had to go all the way around. I couldn't cross it. I had to go all the way around the train bridge. And by the time I got halfway to my grandfather's house, I was walking peg leg because my jeans were completely frozen.
within this last couple of days, I've changed the water tank in the attic, right? Because the old one was metal and there was rust in the pipes. I put a new plastic one in. And man, I'll tell you, I think it was that night, I turned around again and she's like, "Do you know you have a cut in your head there?" And I was like, "Yeah, and there's one on that side as well." It was in the attic, going underneath the rafters. I went down that way and come up and fucking hit my head. So the next time I was like, "I'll be smart. I'll fucking go under this way." Still fucking clamp my head. Matching dots on either side of the fucking head. Like,
I'll tell you what, I had this landlord and I did some work for one time, and he had roofed his own, he had it was a garage at one point, but he had built it up so his sister could have a store in there. And she had collected all this stuff over the years for a store that was up in the attic. And they hired me to go up there and straighten everything out. And here, when he had roofed when he had put the roof on, he used nails that he had. And so the nails were like 3 inches through the roof boards and like hundreds of nails popping out of the roof, you know. And I'm walking around in there like trying to crouch down and not impale my head on a freaking nail, man.
Okay, I got 2, and you all can tell me which is worse. One was a goose walking through the tall grass, looking for a golf ball. And if you ever done with a goose sitting on its nest, they rear up like a fucking cobra, open their mouth, and shoot out this spiky barbed tongue, which is terrifying when you're like 8 years old. The other one would be I was playing tag as a kid, and I ran neck first into a clothesline at night.
I've done that. I've done that.
And my feet went up in the air, and I had like a line on my neck. It was a pretty rough situation, but the goose was terrifying. So
Yeah.
I thought of another one, homemade go-kart, forgetting to put brakes on it, going down a hill like this and losing control at the bottom in a pair of shorts, no top on, straight into the hedge, and the hedge just completely made of nettles. My entire body was just...
It's like fucking
They took me camping one time, my buddies, when I was in high school, and they had these enduro bikes there, and they were riding them through the woods and everything. And I watched them. I'd never really driven a motorcycle or anything before. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. And so I went and hopped on one of them, started tooling through the woods. Well, unbeknownst to me, the brakes were out on the one that I got on. And because the way they were doing it, they were just using the clutch and all that to slow it down. And I didn't know anything about that shit. And I hit a big root, and I flew probably 20 feet headfirst into a tree off of that darn thing.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
I could continue, but Amanda will just shout out.
Shut the fuck up, Robbie.
We can move on to the next question.
Yeah.
Just let me finish the chat. Chad says, I've walked into a parked car and of course I apologised. It's reflex. But you're Canadian. Ox says the movie you were talking about was The Arrival.
Yeah, that was it. Yep.
Thank you.
Again, Never Again says, I don't apologise for inanimate objects. If I run into them, I curse my lack of attention to where I'm going. Inanimate objects usually move. Sam says, I've walked into a war memorial and apologised. War memorials don't tend to jump out at you.
No.
I mean, I've had lampposts jump out into the middle of the road.
You've had a lamppost jump out into the middle of the road.
That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
I'm just joking. I'm just making sure. That's okay. Just making sure. That fucking lamppost.
In America,
damn you.
depends on the war memorial because certain ones deserve a boot. So,
Well, I mean, you've got the Vietnam Memorial, which is, hard to see if you're too close or something. I don't know. You could possibly walk into that, I guess, because it's the reflection thing.
There was a joke there, honey. Missed it.
It was no joke. I'm just saying, if in terms of walking into a war memorial, that would be the one because it's just a big fucking mirror. Pretty much.
Computer Chick, again, misunderstood the same way you did. When I was a kid, seeing my parents have sex, I didn't want to see that. Never again. Okay, I walked through a new sliding door screen once. It was clean. I didn't sit. Oh, I've got a good one for that. And my dad was not happy about it, but when he saw the entire door just popped out and couldn't be put back in. Lone Wanderer says, John, didn't you apologise to the Cokes that you dropped the other day?
Well, I missed that. I'm sorry.
Didn't you apologise to the Cokes you dropped the other day?
The Cokes?
Coca-Cola.
Soda.
Oh, right, yeah, because I dropped some pop when I was walking home. Yeah. No, didn't apologize to him. Fuck him.
Pop.
We had
Coke, it's soda. It's not pop. It's not
fucking soda. Brian is right.
We had.
in Michigan, we say pop.
I know.
It's neither.
About it.
It's whatever it's called. We had a patio door when I was about 12, and the patio door had this plastic insert that just sits on it that makes it a cheap way of making it look like it's multiple with small windows. And our Jack Russell was always trying to escape, and one night the plastic thing came off, and my dad just put it to one side. Oh, we won't worry about it. So the next morning, the Jack Russell comes down, sees what he thinks is the open patio door, and he just full pelt runs straight at it and into it. He knocked himself out.
Holy shit! Oh, terrible, but hilarious.
Doors are bad like that. Mum had a set of them, and the amount of little birds that flew into Mum's patio doors, like it was a big side of the fucking building was just glass, and the amount of birds that you just hear thud. What the fuck was that? You open the patio doors, there's a bird on the ground going, I need help.
Okay, can we go to the second question now? It's been
I've got one more to read, then we might make it to the second question. I was fishing in a small boat with my father. He was casting his rod. I stood up when he didn't know and casted and nailed my head with his lure. Treble hooks. It needed a doctor to take it out. Ow?
Ouch.
So when I first got here, I was just here with Dave, and I asked him because so how does this go? And he said, well, we'll ask as many questions as we can in an hour and a half. And now I'm starting to begin to think that might be like 4 or 3 of them.
Yeah, it's
We managed episodes with 4 or 3. Right, next question.
Question 2.
Question 1197. Would you rather go shopping naked or wearing a sign that says "Kick me, I'm stupid" when in public?
Have you seen me? I'm going shopping naked.
Oh, I mean, that's not even a thinker, man. The sign. I mean, yeah, no, nobody wants to see me naked.
I mean,
I'm gonna go with the sign.
Amanda's face. She's regretting me coming on camera now. She's like, "Oh fuck, he's comfortable. Hold on, dude."
Knock.
I'm gonna say naked. If I'm gonna be punished, I'm gonna punish everybody else.
You got it, Flanders. Yep, that's it, Knock. Just let it all hang out.
Up until he said that last thing, I was going to say that's the big dick energy right there.
Definitely not that. Definitely, you know.
Manda.
I'm a woman. What do you think?
I don't know.
Honey, we can parade through Tesco's together.
No, I'm not getting naked for anybody. Sorry.
You'd prefer to publicly admit that you're stupid and get kicked.
Anybody's gonna kick me. I carry a knife with me anyway, so go right ahead.
It doesn't say
Besides where I live,
say that she would get kicked. It says that she has to wear a sign. Do you think anyone attempting to kick Manda would get away with it?
no. And besides
I
calling
think there are people
myself
that could.
stupid among a world of stupid in the South, what the fuck does that mean anyway? So
Yeah.
I think
Let's
there
Let's pick
are.
me and John instead, since we're wearing our signs too. They just leave her alone.
Oh, you're in the South, Manda?
I live in Georgia.
Oh, okay. Well, if she wore the sign, then everybody would just be like, "Hey, Mama, she just like us."
Yeah, exactly. I fit right in.
Well, there we go. Computer Chick says shop naked. Ox says hand me the sign. Linda says naked for sure. Sam says, does it have to be a physical shop? Yes, it has to be a physical shop. Computer Chick, I would show my 38C proudly.
So could you, for anybody that answered naked in the chat, could you give me their contact info?
No.
That's not creepy at all, John.
Never Again says, well, in today's world, maybe if I'm naked, people will keep the 10-foot social distance.
Yeah.
Sam says then the sign. Lone Wanderer says, I don't want to see my own self naked. Yes, but you wouldn't really see your own self naked. You'd be busy shopping.
You can still see.
There's lots of glass and mirrors in a store, man.
Yeah.
Mr. Shadow Kitty says, I wish I could go shopping naked. I only wear clothes to keep warm and not get arrested.
I feel the exact same way.
No, you don't.
See, would you be comfortable being naked if everyone was naked?
Nope.
It was all part of God's plan. We're supposed to be naked.
I'm
We
not
give you a
even
problem.
comfortable being naked by myself. Okay? Fuck that.
Yep, me and Manda have never been naked together.
Shut up.
I didn't even think about shopping online, though. I mean, technically, you shop naked all the time.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Brian put the icon up to go
fantastic
naked.
loophole for you.
Did Brian put the icon up because he's naked right now?
Yes.
I thought that's what we were doing.
Oh,
Hold on, I'll be.
And I've had this conversation before. I'm naked from the neck down. You can see.
Dave's always trying to convince me to come on naked.
So seriously, we're doing this.
I can't. I'm wearing a MathPig shirt, so.
Your MathPig shirt.
oh, honey, thank you.
Can you buy those?
Math
Yes,
pig
not pig
merchandise.
merch. Somebody get the fucking link. Hold on, I get the
This is
link.
way too much work, honey. I'm sorry. I would.
Hey, Dave, if you had a bot, you know, that would do this.
I have half a bot.
A bot that plugs your shit for him.
You got half a butt. You just got one cheek.
You do realize if you go into my chat when my bot's going and go apostrophe Dave, it gives Dave's channel.
Our bots, my bot's going to be in everyone's channel, just to annoy everyone.
I know. I was trying to do that to yours one night, but it didn't work. I needed your details.
Yes, I know. Right, where are we up to? I've totally lost track of the chat.
Wait, Dave. Oh, I know,
Finish the
I know
chat.
your answer.
Wait, Dave, I have a question for you. Are you sitting in a barber chair?
No.
Dave,
He's on a yoga ball. That's
If you have
what
a
he
ball.
He's on a yoga ball.
Have you not seen the video that
Yeah,
over
you not see the one where the jungle ball exploded and he just went.
This is why Dave has over 1,000 subscribers. He had to use an exploding ball to get past that
It
1,000.
hurt.
Live on stream. He's talking about riding trees, and then all of a sudden,
No,
the
you were talking about fucking trees.
Yeah, you were.
Well, until Dave screamed and everybody stopped talking for like the count of 3 and then started laughing and then
No, Amanda did not make 3 seconds before she started laughing. She was gone straight away.
We watched this back
I
the other
did
night.
not. Fuck you. I did
Nope.
not really laugh until I heard Cat laugh.
We watched this back. We watched it back the other day. Totally not for like the 100th time. And you know, Amanda she smiled, but then she
I went like this. Dave, did you fall off your ball? We've done that before. And then I waited and I heard Cass laughing and you go, ouch.
yeah, that worked. Ouch!
I had to work out which parts of my body hurt.
You were bruised for quite a while though, so.
Right,
Oh.
questions.
No, Dave hasn't answered.
I will in a second. I've got to finish off in here. Oh crap! I don't know where I got up to.
we went way off the rails.
What?
Yeah.
Say again?
Brian.
I said we're off the rails.
We are. People should tag me when they answer.
It's the show. That's always
Yeah.
what it is.
I'd have to. I'd obviously wuss out and go with the sign.
Liar.
Really?
No.
Liar.
I didn't think so.
Liar. I can totally picture Dave as the king with his new clothes. You know that? The
Yeah.
invisible.
Don't they look
Emperor's
good?
new clothes.
Jumped up the fucking tail. Dave loving it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd just be concerned I'd knock things over when I turned around.
Oh.
Why would you be like knocking displays over and shit? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
I don't know why you're walking around with a raging heart on in Tesco's. Like,
Well, Dave is a foodie.
can someone
Right.
hand me the whipped cream, please?
Oh yeah.
How is that meant to help the situation?
Could you hand me the ham from the bottom shelf? I'd get it myself, but I don't want to bend over.
No, I just
Just shush.
No.
Next question.
the images in my head.
Now MathPig's getting naked. Oh, right back.
Question 1198. Is there any viable solution to lies in public discourse?
Wait, can you say that again? What?
Is there any viable solution to lies in public discourse?
Immediate fact checking?
No, we're assuming that they can lie. They're lying too. Like, this is the point.
No, there isn't then. There's no
I
way.
mean, you could have a Ministry of Information that fact checked everything. But then
like
you've got
you
a
just
Ministry
said,
of
they could be
Information that
lying
decides
too.
that everything's
just
right
said
and
it.
wrong.
Phone up YouTube, ask them to borrow their algorithm.
What?
Get it to double check all the fact checking.
Either
What,
that or
YouTube?
we can
A computer
everybody's
that he's making his AI an algorithm, you know.
Yeah, what happens when AI is dependent upon the data you feed it? It took
Dave,
less
no
than
matter
a
what-
day.
Dave,
It took
Dave,
less
no
than
matter
a day.
what answer we give you, you're going to make a cunt out of us. So just go on ahead.
No. It took less than a day to make what was the most advanced AI, public AI on the planet, a Nazi.
What?
AI is as
Yeah,
good as the
it-
data you
yeah.
feed it.
He's right. I looked at that.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a hard question.
There's no
I've seen one as well for jobs, and they used it to scan over CVs and stuff like that. And from the information that was given before and the data, as you said, Dave, the AI for scanning the CVs actually became a misogynistic bastard and totally ignored all the women because of
Yes.
the data that was provided before.
You could go the extreme route and make lying in public discourse punishable by death offense.
Ooh.
That'd be
Damn,
interesting.
Amanda is in a mood tonight.
So wait a
Then
minute.
who decides if it's a lie?
So if your significant other asks you if these pants make me look fat, and you say
That's
no,
not
you're
public
dead.
No, that's not public
That's
discourse.
just-
Well, she can say public. Ask you in public.
So
If I asked
If
you right now,
Milana
it's public
asked
discourse.
Trump outside the White House, that's relatively public. We could get away with it.
there's no measures that you can take to make sure that all the information that's available to you is completely true. There's just
Well,
no
okay,
way.
no,
You
we
have
can't
to
say-
know
okay.
everything.
You can't say true. You can say not false.
Or not
See what
false.
I mean,
Yeah.
Grant? He's going to be an asshole no matter what you say. So,
Yeah.
And that doesn't even make sense. So there's only two positions. It's either
No. Well, no. There are no. It's like the atheist argument. There are multiple.
John, you've not been in this show before. Get ready for Dave.
I'm not
Get ready.
saying
There
about
is,
it.
something is either true or false, but you can't necessarily prove whether it's true or false.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so someone
Yeah.
can say something. It's got to be provably false if you're going to kill them for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to be certain, is the point.
I can hear
I mean,
Nakatucci saying he has
Does it
something
really
to
matter?
Go on, Knock.
Well, no, I'm sitting here thinking about it. I think outside of going straight authoritarian, if you want a freedom of speech, I don't think that you could regulate it. I do like Chad Hall's answer in the chat, but I'll leave that for Dave to read. I'm going to answer no. I don't think that there's any viable solution outside of generations upon generations of making lying bad again. I don't know. I say no.
I mean, the only way you could do it is that if there was a computer on hand listening to everything that was said that could instantaneously fact check it.
Right. Well, I'm going to ask a question, Dave. Right? Is there any viable solution to lies in public discourse? Lies, by definition, means that the person who is speaking it knows it's a mistruth.
Right.
Yes? Are we in agreement of that? Can I put a shock collar on everybody then? And if it comes up... Because
Yeah.
it would be defined by the
Even
person.
though it's extreme as mine, but still in the same lines, Robbie.
Yes, but mine would be easier to be done. Yours is asking to be fact-checked outside of it. A lie, by definition, is something that the person does. So if you can define how the body would define a lie when they speak it and use it as a readable thing,
That
we can
doesn't-
shock collar them all.
it would be the same kind of measurements as a lie detector test, which is provably false. So that wouldn't work.
No, it's a new modern MathPig lie detector.
It would have to be basically an MRI on everyone's head. A portable MRI machine on everyone's head.
Well, I
don't believe
definitely
that's been
think
disproved yet.
brain science is still relatively new, so I think that there would be a solution in the future through technology. Like if you really wanted to get rid of lying, there would be implants that would trigger some kind of response the moment your brain knows you're telling a lie.
Wait a minute. How about we manipulate the genome and give everybody the ability to read minds?
Yeah, no.
No.
The first person that could mask.
This is an evil question.
It is. Right, let me do the chat. Quick, catch up on the chat. Yandiri says spray bottle in a newspaper. Sam says remove people's tongues or fingers depending on what they use to lie. GeoSam says citation phone application. Lone
That was,
Wanderer
that
says
was not the authoritarian position there, moving tongues and fingers.
Well, wait, and I found that to be an interesting answer because they came up with a solution for punishing people that can't hear, cutting their hands off. So if somebody lies while they're signing, we're going to cut their finger.
oh, that's just evil.
Yeah, that's-
Lone Wanderer says no because fact checks lead to conjecture. There are different perspectives on things, and Wikipedia has ruined the world. It is convenient, but no one looks beyond. The problem is people criticize Wikipedia, but at the end of the day, Wikipedia is usually right if shallow.
Yeah, I
It is
use
the best.
Wikipedia as a starting source.
Yes, but the point is, it is the
Wikipedia is a
best.
hub.
I think the problem with people, it annoys me when people criticize Wikipedia, because we have never in history had something as good as Wikipedia. Everything we have had in the past is worse than Wikipedia.
Because
Yeah, I
people
agree.
look at it like it's 2004 still, back when it had all the problems and people would just come in there and vandalize it and no one was policing it and it was just a mess. But it's come a long way since then and everything's sourced down below. Use Wikipedia as a hub to go
Yeah.
down and check those references and open the primary research and stuff. It's a good hub for that.
Yeah.
And you
yeah.
can outline of what the content is. So
Oh, you just brought up primary research. It's Brian's number one turn on.
if you all excuse me, I have to turn my camera off for a few minutes.
I was just waiting for the camera to go off again.
Never Again says, just answering the question, how are you today begs a lie. If you want to be nice, Critical Cripple, as no one wants to hear from a stranger, I'm shitty, thanks. Because everyone lies. But the point is, again, this is where the public discourse bit comes in. I think you've got to lie. I think lying is an essential part of our species, our communication, we don't tell the truth. It's not even that we lie. We don't tell the truth.
There's only two kinds of people in the world: people who lie and people who lie about lying.
No, because I know people that don't lie. That's the worst thing.
Dave,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Dave, I can answer the question.
What?
Fucking answer the question.
Oh, I haven't got a clue.
You're such a dick.
Wait there. I only see Chad's answer. Yes, bipartisan government body in charge of regulating the word news in the media to fact-based reporting. Opinion shows will be labelled as such. I do think if they had to, yes. I think there are things I think we could do to improve it. I've got to say. And I think that very visibly identifying what is being reported as what they believe to be a fact and not, and then you could hold them accountable for some things.
Yeah, I think we should definitely hold people accountable for what we know are lies. Like, you're definitely lying here. You shouldn't get away with it.
No.
Like our president.
Does he really get
lies?
away? The problem is, though, he only gets away with it with like 30% of the population.
Yeah, and Fox
He
News.
gets away with it 10,000 fucking times.
I think it's even more than that now.
Dave,
Yes.
shout out. Syrup and Hyde's car has broken down and her cat is very sick and the car is looking at $1,000. I've put the link to her GoFundMe in the chat. If anybody can donate, that would
Can you
be...
please help Seraphin? If anyone can help Seraphin Hideout, that would be wonderful. She is a lovely person.
She turned Amanda into a mistress. She has paintings. She does paintings. You know.
Yes. she's awesome.
I think that people's pets should be put on their insurance. I really
Yeah.
do.
Amanda freaked me out really badly because there was a lump appeared in my dog's ear that over the course of a week swelled up really big and then shrunk down, probably an insect bite or something. And I was a little panicked and I was checking it every day, going check his ear and everything. Amanda asked me the other day and she was like, how's Pot's ear? And I was like, oh no, lumps went down, it's great and everything. She was like, didn't I tell you it's cancer? It's exploded and now it's his bloodstream, he's going to die. I was like, what?
I did not say he was going to die. I said it broke apart. I said the tumor broke apart and is now traveling his bloodstream.
Yes.
What the fuck with you? It's not true.
Poor
You still
dog.
believed it.
He's lying sleeping behind me. He's 17 and he's as fit as a fiddle for
He's
fuck's sake.
16.
That's pretty dark, man.
I hope we met.
He'll be 17 in April.
It's nowhere near April. Relax. Stop trying to make me 40, okay?
You turn 40 in April too?
Not April, no.
She's nowhere near 40. What are we talking about?
Exactly. Thank you.
Mom's birthday.
She turns 40 maybe in April of 2035, maybe. I mean,
There we go. We'll go with that. Like that.
40 version 13.
Yeah. In all the men in the room, please stop hitting on my girl.
On me, Robbie. You're being nice to me because I'm freaked out about this. Fuck off.
well, and I mean, Dave spanked her in the stream earlier.
I spanked him first, though.
Dave spanks everyone.
Dave
likes
bit
it.
my ass earlier. You know?
Oh, wait, no, that's right. She spanked him, and then he posted licking Amanda.
Dave, do you want to tell everybody what your Patreon name is for Amanda? For fuck's sake.
No.
Moving on.
Go to my last video and I put up a link. Did I put it in the last one? No, I put it in the one with the Brian clip. I was like, "What do you want to be called?" And this is it. Just go scroll to the bottom, you'll find it. Anyway, next question, Dave.
Next question. No, I've got to conclude this question, which is: we don't have a solution, do we?
No,
we don't. No,
Shock
my
collars.
solution is best.
Not yet.
Shock collars.
Shock collars.
I do like the shock collars. We can
Thank
make
you.
it stylish,
In relation to this
everybody-
question, or generally?
Well, they're not mutually exclusive, though.
One, it's a dependence on voltage. That's the only difference between now and then is voltage.
I mean, if you get it small enough, never mind. I'm
Yeah.
stuck.
And we all know where that was going. So.
Yes.
Next
Not a
question.
family
Question
show.
1,199, Dave.
No, we're not going to make it to 1,200, so.
We are
Right.
going to make it to 300.
Question 1,199. Would you rather compete with grizzly bears to catch salmon for all your meals, or live the rest of your life in slow motion?
Oh, Jesus.
All right, when you say live the rest of your life in slow motion, would you just be in slow motion in your movements, or would your time pass in slow motion?
You would just be in slow motion. Your time would pass, and everything else around you would be working at normal speed.
But relative to you, it would be faster.
Yeah.
That's hard because I don't eat fish.
That's your problem with this question.
Well,
That's your
and
problem with it.
presumably you don't wrestle with grizzly bears either.
Well, no, but I'm just saying.
No, she makes me
really
shave
want to
it.
pick slow motion, but also I don't want to fucking eat salmon for the rest of my life.
I would
so-
allow you to eat a bear occasionally. As part of the question.
Okay.
If you
Well,
could take.
I'll pick the bear and hope to die in the fight. That's where.
Are we allowed to have weapons?
Well, you can have a stick. What else you find at the riverside?
Yeah.
Maybe a
How
rock.
big?
Oh, whatever we find out in the forest, we
At
we
the
can make a
riverside.
weapon with.
I've
By the
actually got
riverside.
Can
good
I
news
sharpen
for
the
you
stick
guys.
with a rock?
Wait.
I actually have good news for you guys about the bears. If it's during the salmon runs, they're not going to be interested in any of your all's gamey ass red meat. They're going to want that rich salmon. So they're not. That's why the bears can all be there together. Because normally bears, when you get two bears together, they fight. But since they have these hormones released in their body, telling them to go to this salmon to go consume the salmon, they're not interested in inter-specific competition and fighting with each other. They just want to be all chill and eat salmon side by side. So you'd be all right.
Dave,
Yeah.
Brian's trying to teach us shit.
I know! What have we told you about being educational on this show?
No, I
It's
love
relevant
it.
to the question.
Well, I don't know about
That was awesome.
I don't think I'm going to put his. I'm not going to put his words to the test.
He's
I'm
only
forgetting
telling you that.
everything.
He's only telling you that because he wants to pick that answer, and he wants someone else to go first that the bears will maul.
I already said I picked the bears, but I'm just hoping they kill me. So
I'm making an axe.
I'll not eat salmon the rest of my life.
I'm making an
Also,
axe. Out of
Yeah.
what?
seriously though, can you imagine nobody in your life will ever want to be around you if you're in fucking slow motion all the time? Because you got to go to the store. Let's go to the store, Amanda. Okay, let's go. Like, it's fucking obnoxious. No.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like everybody would die because you're in slow motion.
Waiting for me?
No, just in general. Does our body age at a normal rate? Or
No,
does
your
it
body
age-
ages at a normal rate.
Oh, well, then that's just shit.
Yeah. Nobody wants to.
I'm totally going to the river and
So-
making an axe.
So
When
you
you're
would
in
be.
slow
So
motion-
you would be. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
When you're in slow motion, everybody around you is moving in fast forward. So to them, you're in slow motion, but to you, everybody else is in fast
Yeah.
forward,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
So you're not going to be like that crazy dude in that one Bugs Bunny cartoon that took the ether and was like, "Stop there, you rabbit!" Like, you're not. It's just going to look like everybody else is moving fast. You're not even going to perceive that you're moving slow. Is that what you're saying?
There was an episode of The Outer Limits where a guy took a specific drug to make himself move faster in like MMA type of thing, and he moved that fast that everybody then in the world became slow motion, and he got trapped.
Oh. Yeah.
Still rather be in everybody else be in slow motion.
I'm going to the fucking river and making an axe. That's
Yeah, you can make an axe out of rock, and a big stick.
Well, I mean, I'm Nakasuchi. Native Americans have literally told me I have bear spirit. I think I'll be okay. I'll be good.
Motherfucker's about as big as a bear, too.
Yeah, I'll wrestle a
Look
bear.
up behind that fucker, hit him in the back of the head, and then skin him and make a big coat.
Oh shit! Yeah, you could take the bear skin and then you cover yourself up with the bear skin.
Bear populations don't kill the fucking bears.
John, I'm making a coat. I'm not a furry. John, I'm making a coat.
I'm talking about you wear the skin as a disguise and then do what Brian was saying. Then you could just go hang with the bears in the river and get all the fish you want.
I make a coat. You let out your furry fantasies. That's okay.
Right. Ilya, slow motion.
Okay.
Never again.
Damn.
Already living in slow motion. Yandere, bears. Granny, I already live in slow motion. Ox, I got something for the bears. Let's go fishing. David Melbourne, I live in slow motion now. There's a lot of people live in slow motion. They should all get together. Lone Wanderer says, I will compete with bears. Bears are misunderstood creatures and not as aggressive as people think. Sam says, I take the slow motion because I couldn't beat a bear for a meal. And Monica Man says, the salmon wouldn't be your only food because they only run a couple of times a year. Chad says, grizzly bears, I live in the woods and would come to an unspoken agreement with the bear. I think quite a few people think they turn into Grizzly Adams.
Yeah, that Mr. Bear guy, he didn't fare well with that, thinking he was having an agreement with the bears.
Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Kitty says, I already live in slow motion. Gio says, compete with the grizzlies and kiss my ass goodbye. Ilya says, I'll be a vegetarian and eat beans, grains, veggies, then add in something other than salmon. I don't need to wrestle one for a cow. If you handled the salmon suspiciously, though, in the wrong place, you might get arrested. I think I'm missing something there.
Yeah. I mean, are you handle the salmon suspiciously? You mean like pick it up like a bowling ball?
No, we're not. No. Just answer the question. Just answer the question. Okay.
Bears and salmon. Slow motion would drive me nuts. Right. Next question. A nice
Santi, say hello to Santi. Hello, Santi.
Hey, Santi.
Hi, Santi. Miss you.
Hello. Question. 1,200.
Is this the penultimate question, Dave?
No.
Not yet. Loads of time yet. We've got like another 35 minutes of this bullshit.
Yeah, we could be in one question for 35 minutes. We've already done that.
I mean, she was spot on. 35 minutes left. She's asking if this is the penultimate question. Sounds about right.
There's another dozen questions to get through. Question 1,200. Question 1,200. Would you donate one of your organs to save Donald Trump's life if he agreed to sign any executive order you choose? If yes, what would it be?
I would have him sign an executive order to change all energy on our fucking continent to alternative energy, and I would definitely give an organ for that.
I would say that I would give him an organ to save his life if he would sign the executive order that as soon as it's done, I can have all his organs.
All of them. You hungry?
Yeah, all of them. All of them. You want all of them because I have like a 5-pound bag of fava beans in the cupboard.
And a nice Chianti.
Yeah.
John took it to a very dark place.
He did.
Oh, we're not in the dark one here. Okay.
Santi says, nope, my organs are only for my fellow humans.
Oh, bravo.
Ox says, if Trump was on fire and I had the only water, I'd drink the water and walk away. Not a love for Trump in the audience. Brian.
I want to hear Knox answer this.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Well-
Knock.
Well, Brian can go. I'll go next.
Yeah, I think that I would honestly, I would give him the organ. As far as the executive order goes, though, that's a tough one. There's so much stuff that it'd probably be, energy base, pollution base, some of the regulations these repealed. I'd want to get all those included into one order to say, yeah, reverse all this shit that you did, and then I'd give him an organ.
99 environmental laws and protections. So,
I would say no. Executive orders can be reversed. The next president coming in could just reverse what you just had Trump do.
It's what never against
And yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's just too dangerous. I consider him a fascist, so I wouldn't give an organ to a fascist. No.
that's valid.
No. Sam says nope. Chad says no. I would refuse to be tested. I know extending his life would not be worth shortening mine. No sense wasting the test. I would want them testing for a willing person. Robbie.
At the minute, I would make an executive order to guarantee all full postal services that go through on fucking time.
Oh, you're such a suck up.
But wait a minute, can I ask a question? Would Robbie really be able to do it? I mean, wouldn't Trump's body probably reject a porcine organ?
No, pigs are very close to
Yeah,
humans.
they use pig valves when they put in they replace heart valves. So
Oh, wow.
Pigs used to make insulin before bacteria was genetically CRISPRed.
I mean, well, how did they hold the test tubes? I don't get that.
Sort of like this, you know. They hold them like that.
The Ox says, I'd be nice and throw him a bag of chicken gizzards and wish him luck. David Melbourne said, I would give him the organ just so I can see him serve out the prison sentence. Oh, that's nice. Oh, Chad says, change my mind. He can have my kidney stones.
that's what I was laughing at.
Oh, you see,
There's so much you can't do when you get rid of an organ too. I guess depending on what organ it is, but there's so much stuff you're not allowed to participate in.
Yeah, but I'd still, I'd give him an organ that I desperately needed and would, even if it killed me, if it, got us on an alternative energy path and bullshit.
I mean, it's kind of an interesting question about Trump because his whole life he's been trying to implant one of his organs in as many people as he can. So
It's true. His teeny tiny little, what do they call it? It looked like the mushroom guy on Mario.
Mushroom
Your
head.
man just threatened to show me a picture of naked Trump one day. I was like, why would I want to see that?
Because I had to see it.
I don't have to see it.
look, if you think that's bad, when Shani and her husband went and
Oh man, I seen that. No, I seen that. No,
they
moving the
linked
fuck
to that,
on.
and for some dumb reason, I clicked on the link, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to unsee
They
that.
didn't link it to me. They told me to go and find it and gave me the details to go and find it.
I sent you a picture as well, Dave and Amanda. They didn't appreciate that.
No, I did not.
I mean,
It wasn't even the porno. It wasn't even the porno.
it looks like a titmouse trying to make love to a hippopotamus, man. It's horrible.
Dave.
Dave, save us.
Oh, I don't know. See, the problem is, I think I'd give him the organ.
Is Manda going on Mr. Batman?
No, he wants Mr. Batman to come onto this show.
Yeah. No.
No, well, I mean, do you, boo? But he's atrocious.
I don't know. Haven't really seen anything of him. I'd have to talk to him.
He's a Matt Powell.
No.
I just exposed him as a Matt Powell.
No.
You're gonna have a.
Why would he want to come on this show?
It that way.
I described him. I'll not even tell you how I described Mr. Batman. It's no.
I think he might want to come on here to sing.
You go there. Sam says, if I had appendicitis, I might give him my appendix with the executive order to make Dave acting president.
Oh.
I can live with that. An executive order to make
Not
president.
born in America. Make Manda president.
Oh, apparently
You can't make
executive orders
Manda the
could change
president because
everything.
Manda's too young. You have to be.
Oh, that's right. I'm too young for it. Sure.
Is it an executive order that makes the vice president?
No.
What is it?
You pick the vice president.
Yeah, he dies. Yeah, but there's got to be paperwork that makes it happen.
Yeah, but an executive order has to be signed by the president, and he's not president yet. Before, I mean, he could probably. I'm sure if he decided now, he could get rid of Pence and pick a new running mate. I don't know if that would involve an executive order. But
My point is this: if Trump dies, or if the president, I don't really care about Trump. If the president dies, Pence becomes president.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
How does Pence make a vice president then?
He nominates somebody, and
they
it goes
get
through.
No, the speaker becomes the vice president, don't they?
No.
automatically.
third in line.
Well, yeah, I think he would name an acting vice president, and then there would be a confirmation process through the Senate.
And oddly enough, I watched a very interesting the way the wording is actually quite bad because the highest ranking person automatically becomes president. So if you get someone 10th down the line and all of a sudden is president, and they make him president, and then he allocates a vice president. Technically, the vice president then outranks him and becomes president. Pretty weird.
All right, I need to address something in chat. Okay, for fuck's sake, Biden did not say he's going to destroy all oil companies. That is bullshit. But even if he did, so fucking what? That would be a great goddamn.
I wish he would say that. I mean, I'd feel a lot better about voting for him.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing: the people on the right think that when he says he wants to, by a date certain, move away from burning fossil fuels, what do they think is going to happen? That the oil industry is going to be dismantled, and everybody that worked in the oil industry is going to be put on some island without a job. I mean, no, they're going to they're
already transferring. Most of the big oil companies are already transferring over. They already have alternative energy portions of their companies, and they're expanding them.
And this is the point. They don't call them oil companies anymore because they're not oil companies anymore. They're energy companies. Yes.
Seriously,
the Lone Wanderer, back to the question.
Said he was going to destroy all oil companies. That's fucking what that's the bullshit rhetoric that Trump is trying to push. And people
Not just Trump
pushing that kind of rhetoric, it's not okay. Okay.
Like, I don't even think
even if he wanted to, so fucking what? We get rid of fossil fuels and we save our goddamn planet.
AOC would be the closest person I could think of, and I don't even think she goes that far now that she's a congresswoman. Like before in her activism, yeah, but like she doesn't go that far in her Green New Deal. I mean, but she would be the closest.
Yeah,
right?
And they all know
it's just an infrastructure. We could move right over with very minimal detriment to the workforce. Like we could transfer things over. It's you can't throw it into gear and just instantly do it. You need that time. You need to start doing it now before it's.
I don't understand why we look. I'm 57 years old, or going to be at the end of the year. I don't understand why we didn't start doing it 50 fucking years ago when we first knew about it. Like,
precisely.
Right.
Sorry, Dave.
Sorry, but that shit pisses me off. Moving on.
Lone Wanderer said, "I give him a dialysis machine and wish him luck in jail."
I love Lone. He didn't shut the fuck up. He didn't say that. Answer the question, Dave.
I said I'm not convinced. I'd be hard pushed not to give him the organ regardless.
Okay. Penultimate.
What?
Penultimate.
Penultimate? No.
You're so mean.
Question 1201. What do you consider is your weirdest romantic achievement?
Being stalked by a woman on the internet, and now we date and intend to hopefully live together.
Did not fucking
Wait, does Manda know about her?
Fucking bullshit. You know it.
I don't know if the two of you, Amanda's not the one I think might be the stalker.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that.
Robbie's like, no.
Fuck you, Robbie.
I have never been married. That's an achievement.
That's an achievement?
That's an achievement I've
Hey, I love it. And it would be considered very weird because most people get married.
What is this? Your greatest romantic achievement?
Weirdest.
Oh, weirdest romantic achievement. Well, there was that one porpoise.
Is it a romantic achievement, Dave, or is it a sexual achievement?
Well, I'm both. To be quite honest.
Which one makes the bigger story?
Yes. Which one's the most interesting?
All right.
I reached out to a musical artist recently to try and get her to see if she could talk to Amanda, and I got a text back. I haven't got an agreement yet, but that's was a weird thing. Made her smile.
That was very sweet.
So here's mine. This is kind of crazy, actually. I misdialed a number one time and got a hold of a woman. Well, I was in my early 20s, got a hold of a woman on the phone. And for the first couple minutes, we thought we were talking. She thought she was talking to somebody she knew, and I thought I dialed the right number. And it wasn't the person I thought I called. And then I ended up going to her house that night, and we had a little fun.
Netflix and chill, John. Huh?
No, dude, I said when I was 20, there wasn't no Netflix back then.
Was there color TV?
It was just 3 channels, and if you wanted a remote for your TV, you had to have a kid.
Yeah.
Let's have a kid.
So back then, instead of watching TV, you hooked up with strangers who you accidentally call on the phone.
Yeah. That was the internet, that was.
And when I say I dialed the number, I literally mean I had to dial.
Oh,
Have you seen the video of asking teenagers to use a rotary phone?
Yes.
No.
No, I haven't.
It's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
We used to have one, so.
Yes. Doorknobhead said, weirdest, getting a hippo to make love to a titmouse.
What about doorknob?
Never Again says, define weird. Well, weird is subjective to you. You'd have to think it was weird. It couldn't be not weird to us. Ilya says, is it weird? But when I divorced my ex, I jumped for joy for myself. It was a romantic moment for myself, knowing I was free and able to move forward from the abuse. It's very good. Santi says, the lady I met in Miami paid for my plane ticket for me to visit her in Berlin. I feel like I want to say, if I was cool, I would raise my eyebrows and go respect or something like that. That just sounds...
Mad props.
Yes. Sam says,
and again, I'm very interested.
Panel answer, Dave, or are you just going to read the fucking chat all night?
Fuck sick, man.
Sam says,
once again, I find myself very interested in hearing what Knox's answer is to this.
I already answered.
Yeah, he already answered. He said.
I didn't hear it. I'm old.
he said,
He said he'd never been married.
Yeah, I'm still COVID, so I'm not my normal energetic self and talking
Wait a
over
minute.
everybody
I never
and
got
talking all the
married.
time.
That wasn't the question he asked. Come on. He used to be a damn gangbanger. Come on.
Oh no, the weirdest romantic achievement would be
was it in prison? You can tell
would
us.
be me not getting married ever. I'm 43 years old. I've never been married. I never will be.
I'm 57 and I've never been married.
Well, we are a rarity, John.
Yeah.
We're weird. We're weird.
And just to clarify for the audience, when I said he was a gangbanger, I meant he used to be in a gang.
Yeah.
But we're in the context of talking about that.
I know.
I've been in some.
I'm going to say, does he organize them or?
I've been in some gangbangs, but I don't consider that weird.
Down. Is there a big fucking double lube? Like,
He's provide the lube. Sam says, started dating 3 people in a poly relationship at the same time, 2 of whom were exes of mine at the time. We all broke up after a while. We're all still friends. That's actually not that rare in this community. Jan says, meeting a woman on a first date and getting into the backseat of her car in short order. We still chat from time to time. Also took a lesbian's gold star. I'm not sure what that means.
You're not sure what that means.
Well, a lesbian's gold star is kind of similar to getting your red wings, but not quite.
I'm a bit of Chad at times. Okay. David Melbourne says, I suppose being molested on stage while I was in a band I was playing. I was in a band I was playing in. Never Again says, well, most of my weird would probably be the normal to this crowd. Just saying, my memory fails me anyway, but some of these memories are quite nice to think about. Lone Wanderer says, I took a pic of myself with a lion statue and it got me a husband. Monica says, I asked a woman if I could smell her beaver once. She said no. I said, well, it must be your feet then. That is a terrible joke.
When I used to go to that teenage disco, anyone who watches my channel knows the story about being the only Protestant in a Catholic disco and being threatened and stuff. The night that it happened and he busted me with a brass knuckle, after he got kicked out and I put a pair of sunglasses on, I pulled more women that night. Pure guilt vote, but oh look, I've been busted. Give us a kiss.
Am I the only one hung up on Catholic disco being part of the story? Is that only a thing to me? That's
Oh well, it was an over the border. It was a disco underage, but it was run by the IRA and it was for Catholics. And I wanted to go hang out with my friends and being a Protestant, and then they found out I was. So
that's how far behind they are in the UK. They had discos back 15 years ago. It went out in the early.
We still have discos.
Manda, just to say, it was not 15 years ago. It was when I was 15, so that's a bit more. I'm old.
Not
that much more.
I had this buddy in high school, and we would go across the state line to New York because the drinking age was 18 at the time in New York. And we'd go to this bar, and every time we went out on the weekend, he would stand by the door with his drink, and every girl that walked into the bar, he just asked them straight up, hey, you want to go out in the car and fuck? And he got hit so many times, but he always got laid every time he went out, too.
John, wait a minute. You said you went across the border to New York. Where did you live?
I was in PA, and then we'd go over. We lived near the border of New York State.
Okay. I'm a Connecticut girl. That's why I asked.
Right.
Yeah. For all you people younger than me, there used to be states that you could be 18 and drink.
It used to be the whole country, in fact.
Yeah.
To be fair, if you're old enough, there used to be states you couldn't drink in at all. All of them.
Yeah. Well, nobody's that old. That was the fucking.
I have
point.
walked into an off license at the age of 15 and taken into my school uniform with my tie off and told them that I've left my prefect tie in my car and bought alcohol from the fucking off license.
Fucking Irish.
Brian,
what's up?
weirdest.
Oh.
The show, Brian.
Oh, I forgot we were answering questions on the show. Sorry.
He was thinking about first sources again.
Yeah. Primary sources are just.
Oh.
It doesn't have anything to do with an insect, does it?
No.
That thing on the wall doesn't have a hole.
I guess I lost my my virginity on New Year's in the year 2000. I thought that was kind of a big deal back then. Looking back now, it's kind of whatever. But
I remember
It's cool
having
date.
sex that night. Wasn't my
that
virginity.
wasn't the first time.
Sex that night.
Was it because the world was going to end?
Yeah.
So you can't say you had.
Anyway.
You can't say you had sex last century at all.
Yeah.
Brian got some.
Well, I started to, and then
Brian
finished.
got some. Hey,
I started last millennium and then finished this millennium.
Brian
That's
got
stamina.
Brian-
Transcends millennia.
Brian got some pride during
You started
Y2K.
as a monkey and you ended as a rat. You know?
What'd you say, John?
I said Brian got some Y during Y2K.
Go on. Is that what you're counting as your weird?
Yeah, that's about as weird as it gets. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Robbie, that's okay.
I said a few.
Yeah. It's
Manda,
okay. I'm not fucking here. I'm
I got
like
to
I'm
you.
What?
Manda. Manda.
Oh,
The
Fuck off.
apocalypse.
I don't know. Like, the weird stories, the gymnastics coach, the fucking couple, all that shit. But I would say getting first class round tickets to Austin to just go see a guy that he paid for me. I guess that was kind of weird. That was nice.
He
Though.
paid for. Okay, right. That's fine. I heard that.
I
Slightly
would pay
differently.
for your flights right now.
Yes,
to get
that's
you
not
here.
what I heard.
He bought the tickets and got me first class tickets to come see him in Austin.
Oh no, you're not getting first class. You're going economy, woman. I'm broke.
Okay.
Shipping container.
More hot shower for you.
Primary. Oh, primary.
Somebody is spamming the chat.
Yeah, with primary sources.
It's load.
Oh. No wonder.
It's awesome.
Right. Penultimate
Yeah.
Yeah,
question.
no fucking no, Dave.
Two people haven't
Whatever
answered yet.
you are, you will answer this motherfucking question.
Which two people haven't answered?
Wait, did you see the
Steve, I'm
last
critical
one
cripple.
under the Athens primary sources? Did you see her last?
Yeah.
Yes.
Steve
Dave,
hasn't answered and Critical Cripple hasn't answered.
That's two
yeah,
people.
everybody
isn't it?
else has answered. You better fucking answer. Which way
Uh-huh.
are you? This one? I don't know.
He's to your left, honey.
That way.
Yeah.
Okay. Answer the fucking question.
Pretend
Wait,
he's knock. He's in knock.
I did answer it.
No, not knock. No, not
Oh.
not here in the actual stream. I'm next to Dave on top. That's why. So, Dave.
Dave.
Here's the question. Come on, I'm
I
interested.
really should have thought an answer to this one.
Have you also noticed, Amanda, that I'm not under you today?
Hey, you're over there. You're over there too.
I'm under you, Robbie.
I can pass it along.
Oh no, Dave just wants to be stuck in between me and Amanda. It's one of his fantasies. I know what it's about.
No, I'm supposed to.
No! What?
Oh!
Sarah,
trying to figure out
Does
I-
anyone know what Jenny Cam was?
God,
Does anyone know what Jenny Cam was?
no, what?
Jenny Cam.
Yes.
Oh, were they was like the first live stream where they watched the girl do her whole life from she like came
Yes.
out in her bedroom and streamed
Very
it?
good. Yes.
I remember
I
that.
hacked the computer at her university and got to know several of her friends, and kind of hooked up with one of them.
That's pretty cool.
So do we? If we look, are you on Jenny Cam Series 2 or something? Is that what you're trying
No,
to tell us?
no, I don't know what happened to Jenny Cam.
Well, obviously, Dave can only have oral sex because he's a disembodied head.
But he bounces just right.
Right.
Reasoning mountains.
Penultimate question. It's got to be a
Thank
quick
you.
one. Question 1202. Would you sacrifice your best friend to end gun deaths worldwide?
Dave, just to ask you, how important is it to you to end gun deaths worldwide?
Yeah. You just have to be our best friend. So what do you want to do?
Just checking, you know. I'm just checking.
You and Brian make a decision. Brian, you can sacrifice yourself for gun deaths.
Oh
You've got
man.
to decide without our knowledge, without us knowing.
Okay,
Fine, fuck you both.
Dave. Sorry. Yeah.
See, that's got nothing to do with it.
Easy question. Sorry, I love you,
So
Dave.
yes, you do
Love
it.
you, Brian, but no, you're gone. Sorry.
I mean,
Santi
is
says
it
no.
is it forever?
That
You know,
nearly came out my nose, honey. Sorry, that's it. You're just gone. You're just gone. That's it.
Yes, it's forever. Don't ask me how.
oh, yeah.
It would be a
Easy,
supernatural
yeah.
doing.
Easy question. I torture him too. So-
Torture him too.
John, you're fucked. You're fucked.
So, when you say so do we get to shoot him?
What happened? Yeah.
Shit.
I mean,
You
You have to
gun
beat
death
him to
and we
death.
get to-
You have to go into a room and beat him to death, or her, with the chair leg of the chair that you break off the chair in there.
You really have some
Get to
self-esteem.
death with a chair leg.
Yeah.
Hey, knock,
I keep hitting, man.
knock,
Well,
wear a helmet.
You really have some self-esteem issues, Dave, if this is the way you want to go. Like.
The problem is, you reminded me of a joke. Of someone
About
that
beating
was...
someone to death with a chair leg.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
So there's
Right.
a good question.
No.
Gun
Go on.
death count. Gun death is it that wars too?
Yes, it does. Anything to do with guns.
That's even better.
Yeah.
I was just
Guns
thinking
being
about,
gone wouldn't end wars.
They got shot the other
No, it
day.
wouldn't.
Amanda went from worried about your opinion to fuck yeah, you're dying with that. Give me that chair leg, fucker.
The thing is, though, I could probably see myself beating Dave to death. I don't think I could do it to Brian. I don't.
Well, look, I would pay big money to see a screen of Amanda beating someone to death with a chair leg.
It would probably
dude.
be me. It would
I am an angry motherfucker. You see my name today? It's because I'm all bitch mode today. So I have no problem with this.
I don't think I'm friends with anybody who wouldn't want me to beat them to death. Any of my friends would be like, yes, do it.
Yeah.
I think I'd be in the same boat. So yeah.
Oh, I'd have picked a better method of death if I'd been thinking about it that way. Sam says no because I'm a selfish dick.
That's valid.
Oh, Doorknob had talked about a dog. That makes me
He
sad.
did, and Harmonica hasn't said no, I would not.
Not reading it.
Where is the spawn point? Yandiri says, I don't have any friends. Never Again says, flat out no. Dawn Ophead says, sacrifice my dog, sure. Can I do it slowly? I don't like you anymore. Ox says, I don't have a best friend. Do I just pick the one that owes me the most money? Sure.
Wouldn't you want to pick the one that owes you the least money, though?
Yeah, I can't pay you back.
You can make them leave the money to you, and they will, I guess.
I'll very quickly tell you the joke before the last question. Right,
Joke.
Yes, doing the joke. Right.
Dave, are you answering the question yourself?
Oh, yeah,
Wait,
I do
want to joke first.
There are tryouts for CIA, FBI, we call it MI5, and there are 3 candidates. And they said, this is your last test. They've gone through all these tests, all this training, and this is their last test. And they say, in the room is your spouse. Here is a gun. Go in and kill them. And the first one goes in, and after 10 minutes, here's the gun being pulled. There was no bullets in the gun. He comes out in tears. Says, fine, you passed. That's great. The point was not to kill them. The point was to see whether they followed orders. Second one goes in. Exactly the same thing happens. Third one goes in. There's some crashing and banging. And then comes out and goes, the gun didn't work. I had to beat him to death with a chair leg.
I knew that was coming.
Sorry. Right. Yes.
That's when he's got the chair leg, huh?
No. You need.
No, I said yes. I'd do it.
Yeah,
As soon as he found out I'm beating him to death with a chair leg, he's all up for it.
Right. Okay. Last question. Nice one. Question 1203. Would you rather be able to see through walls or be able to do any math equation in your head?
Really?
Oh, math.
Second one, easy.
But seeing through walls.
No.
I need the math anyway. No, I love math. I need
Any
it.
math equation. Any math equation.
Well, I was trying to. I ummed and ahed about because I knew you'd get finicky about this.
Right? Any math equation. We have.
No, I'm not going to say any. I'm going to say there is a limit. You can't do entire.
Can we do that cold fusion, though? I mean,
That's my point.
But that's
I think there has to be a limit.
That's not an actual equation.
Any
No, you already
reasonable.
asked the question, man.
I don't want to steal the unified theory of quantum gravity away from Elena because she's due to figure that out now in about maybe 17, 18 years. Like
You keep. Yeah. When she's 20, honey. Really? Okay.
genius level ginger. You know,
Because she's.
Rich, is your daughter not the best in the world?
Oh yeah. She's the greatest human being that ever existed on the planet ever.
My kid's an asshole.
Your kid's an asshole. Do you know what the best? I wasn't going to ask you that question, Amanda. I was going to ask you, Amanda, is your kid a miniature version of you?
Yes.
Oh, you said he's an asshole.
And I'm proud of it, so
Um,
it's fine by me.
Doorknob says math. Yandiri says math. Ox says see through walls. I've got a cell phone to do maths. Doorknob says any one maths equation.
You just want to see through walls because you're a pervert, Dave.
I mean, I go
Me
for the
too.
math. So I go for maths.
Why don't you
Maths.
try to push the see through the walls thing?
Because everyone else would go maths.
Alright.
I want to see through walls, man.
There you go. Don't see through walls.
Like math.
Yeah.
I choose math. I don't want to see through walls. I don't want to see what people are doing. Nasty.
If they're
Nasty.
behind a wall, there's probably a reason they're behind there, and I don't want to know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Doorknob Head wants to know, why is it MathPig instead of math?
Sam says, as a gay, maths would be a useful thing to process. So that. I don't get the significance of being gay there.
Yeah.
No idea.
I mean,
Say again?
69 maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of stereotype about gay people or something. I don't know. I've never heard it.
Nothing I've encountered.
No.
Chaz, I would say math in the pedantic way of taking the question. Real answer to follow. I can already do the math. I need. Give me the walls.
So would it be math equations that people have already figured out, or could it be math equations that nobody knows yet? Because you can.
No, you've got to know the equation. You can calculate it.
Okay.
And I figure out pi to 1,000,000 places.
I wouldn't be gaining
calculate
much.
it as far as you want. You could literally keep calculating it.
I wouldn't be gaining much in that equation. I really wouldn't.
Wouldn't you be able to count cards at a casino really good too, though?
No, well, no, because
And figuring out the perimeter of an ellipse, which was quite fun. And it went down the whole route of ending up with an irrational number and then everybody whinging about it. And it was like, right, well, how do you figure out the perimeter of a circle? Well, it's 2 pi r. Well, just because pi is a lovely symbol doesn't mean it's not an irrational number.
no. Yes.
Sorry.
I thought you put your hand up.
No, she's
No.
putting her hand up me. Oh, sorry. Oh,
Hi.
You're trying to share pie with us.
I know, tau's still better.
Sam says, sorry, I forget there's not a common thing. Gay people have a stereotype themselves that they can't drive or do maths.
No, well, that's bullshit. I went to school with a few gay people that were quite
In
brilliant
saying that,
astrophysics. So
Go on, saying that.
if you could figure out any maths equation that has already been figured out, right? That you're not going to figure out quantum gravity or solve all of the unification or all of that there, but you could probably literally do anything if you could instantly figure it out in your head. You could throw basketballs, become a
Euler's last theorem. He worked it out, but he didn't tell anyone.
yeah.
no, but you could do anything. You could be the best parkour. Is it the parkour runners?
Yeah, being able to judge the distances and
Yeah.
how much energy you need to put to.
Just using the math that we already know now.
Yes.
It's one of the most favorite things
It's
from.
still fucking worth it.
Man,
You
Stop
can gamble so many ways.
Robbie,
Can't-
take the fucking math.
I
man,
am taking the math. I'm saying how good it would be.
can't you already do every math thing that's out there in the world? Like,
No. I'm more bacon.
math big for Christ's sakes.
I'm more bacon. Look at the pink. More bacon. My tail curls clockwise.
Harmonica Man says, if you see through walls, you could just copy the math. Nerdy says, math is too hard. This is so bad. Santi says, see through walls for reasons. Santi is a man after my own heart.
Yeah.
Shadow Kitty says, I'm a mutant, I never have to count past 4. That's a lie. I definitely remember reading music that, got to count to 6.
An 8?
You know more timings than that. Come on.
Yeah, is it not an octave?
Yeah.
Can I just say how offensive John's hat is wearing that on the show, by the way, before we leave?
What is his Star Wars hat?
It's Disney.
Fuck you, Brian. Fuck you.
Oh, now I'm going to get a copyright strike. You don't have to do anything Disney on YouTube.
Oh.
It's not Mickey Mouse.
It's not Mickey Mouse.
No, it's the answer to that sex question.
Right. We're all done. Thank God for that. We've survived.
If you're bored in an hour, Dark Matter is streaming on Twitch.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yes, every Friday night at 7. So,
Has anyone got anything on tonight?
that.
I'm going to be on Mike Carey's show. I think that's just on. I think he just streams that on Facebook though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Facebook
he'll
and then a
put it
week
on
later.
YouTube later. I've done his show. He's awesome.
Yeah.
to
We're
work
talking
with.
Facebook.
Mike Carey.
You're going to have to give us the link because we don't Facebook.
Yeah, I'll drop it in like, I don't either. When Manda was on there, I went out there and I was telling MathPig, I was like, we can pretend we're boomers.
Yeah, we were in the chat pretending we were boomers. It was cool.
Oh, well, thank you guys.
Right, the Lone Wanderer is 5 subs away from 100. You could
Ooh.
if everyone wants to, if she puts her link in, because she's got it ready now, obviously.
I would, but I give her the last 8 together from 42 to 50, so I have none left.
And she's collabing with me or contributed something to my next video too, though. So that's the Lone Wanderer. So yeah, check her out if you.
Fuck's sake, Dave.
Because I opened a browser to get her.
Sorry,
link.
Brian. If you could repeat what you were saying there, Brian. Dave cut you off and blanked the whole screen.
I saw. It's okay. I was just gonna say that the Lone Wanderer contributed to my video it's releasing next Saturday. So if you haven't subscribed to her yet, go on out there and subscribe.
Can
saying
I
that-
plug my show now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Sunday I have Dr. Josh on. We're talking about Ezekiel 23:6, something like that. The fucking tire
Something
prophecy.
important.
Yes, it's Dr.
20.
Josh. Come the fuck on. You have to watch it. So
What time is it?
8 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, okay. Well, that means I can mention mine without stomping on you.
Without clapping.
Yeah, so Sunday is episode 24 of the Apostate Alliance on Knox Channel, 11 a.m. Eastern, and we'll be talking with Little Devil, and she is an ex-Muslim.
Awesome.
I'll be talking smack about Christian tomorrow. Somebody.
Somebody, you haven't decided who yet.
There'll be somebody.
You'll pick
It
one.
won't be hard to find.
I have got Drew's Brick Reviews on Wednesday. We're going to be talking about him. He used to be he's an ex-Mormon, and we're going to be talking about religion in literature and see how that goes. We also have open mics, obviously, on Thursday. And Dave will tell you, I've been reaching out to a couple of mathematicians and scientists and stuff, trying to get some actual conversations on. James Grime turned me down.
Jesus fucking Christ, Robbie.
What?
That hurts.
What?
Get some real
Actual
scientists on my
science.
channel. Suck a dick.
Oh, come on. You know what I'm talking about. The conversations we have on open mic night. Let's talk to Smokey or let's talk to fucking
Tangelo!
you know?
And Tangelo didn't turn up. I was very disappointed.
Oh,
We
yeah,
missed
no,
him.
especially since we were talking about Catholicism.
Dave, end the stream before I cut my own throat here. Come on.
The next week's politics, right? I mean,
Yeah,
we're
we have
coming
to.
up on
It's right
our
before the
freaking
debate.
U.S. election. So
I got to tell you something. That when Manda told you to suck a dick, that was the hottest moment of my life.
You really should watch MathPig with the after party to Mark Sargent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a shit show. There's a reason I have a sign in my normal setup that says suck my dick. So
Oh,
Right, anyone else to plug?
nope.
Good.
What, bro?
Right. Say thank you to Manda.
Subscribe to me. I am so close to 1,000 and undeserved. Fucking year doing this shit, people. What the fuck? I'm like 150 away. Hit that button before I smack you in the face. Like,
Yes, please.
Subscribe to him.
nobody
He's a lovely
spelled it
bloke,
like
really.
MathPig.
I say thank you to Manda, thank you to MathPig, thank you to Knocker, thank you to John, thank you to Brian. Thank you to absolutely everyone in the chat. All the links are in the description. I actually did it in advance and I remembered I was organised. It's a fucking miracle.
Wow.
I think that's the first, Dave. How many episodes is this? And that's a first.
No, it's not. No, I have done it in the second season. I've managed it probably about 50% of the time.
Bollocks.
You just haven't checked or I haven't mentioned it, one way or the other. So thank you to everyone in the chat, and we will see you on. Oh, see you next Tuesday. Bye.